next on Pat Rafter Arena, Thanasi Kokkinakis. He's cracked the top 150. He started the year in the 600s last year, and he takes on the world number 25 from France, Julien Benneteau. That's next. But let's have a listen to a young man we're going to see plenty of over the coming summer of tennis, Thanasi Kokkinakis, and on some of his interests other than tennis.
There are many other interests. Love my basketball, big NBA fan, and watch that probably more than I watch tennis. On my team, LA Clippers, so I just watch them constantly on repeat. And yeah, I like to chill out with my mates and see some things. It's a mixture between my dad, my brother, and my coach, my first coach, Todd. I've had my first coach, Todd, since I was 8. Still going now as well. A few people have come in and out and just helping me a little bit, but he's remained there, and I wouldn't be into the sport if it wasn't for my brother, because I just tried to follow him. So, and my dad funded it when I was younger, so he's been a big influence on me too. Obviously, my early goal would be to crack the top 100, so I don't have to worry on wildcards for slams. So that's if I can do that as soon as possible. But I know just need to stay healthy. That's a big goal. That's my goal every year, because then without staying healthy, then you can't be on the court and play your best tennis. So as long as I stay healthy and keep working at specifics and keep working hard, I think I can do well. And I don't have a set ranking, but definitely my immediate goal would be crack top 100 as quick as possible.
Well, he really does have a great demeanour about him, very calm, cool and collected as he makes his way out onto Pat Rafter Arena. Takes on Julien Benneteau. We saw some highlights there of his Australian Open last year where he qualified, won a round. He's comfortable in this environment, and it would be a great victory, but it's certainly one I think that he can win here today. Let's see how he does do, young Thanasi. We'll come back with some live tennis. Kokkinakis and Benneteau on Pat Rafter Arena.
So any question about anything? Remind you about 25 seconds as well. Okay, heads or tails? Okay. Tails is called? Yeah, tails. Receive. Okay, good match.
Julien Benneteau wins the toss and elects to receive. He is an experienced player and has played on all the world's major courts. In fact, a Grand Slam champion last year at Roland Garros in the men's doubles with countryman Christophe Roger Vasselin. And we're all set. So it's time now for me to pass you down to the commentators. John Fitzgerald in the booth for the first time today, alongside of Jeff Masters.
Thank you, Todd. Well, we're looking forward to this. There's some inclement weather here in Brisbane, but just moments ago we saw anything but an inclement performance. John Fitzgerald from James Duckworth, so we're hoping that young Thanasi might carry on where James left off.
Well, it's part of the reason why I can't get the smile off my face, Jeff. That was fabulous from James Duckworth, and I feel a little bit for Gilles Simon. I think he was shell-shocked, I think, by Ducky, but no, he's a terrific kid, and one of those guys that's very easy to barrack for, as is this young lad, Thanasi Kokkinakis. I'm a little biased here too, because he is a South Australian, Jeff. You'll have to forgive me for that, but he's got a big future. Let's hope. Lovely kid too.
Yeah.
So he's 18 years of age. He'll turn 19 in April, and his ranking sneaked under 150. And you saw a little bit earlier, a few minutes ago, his ambition just immediately was to get into the top 100. But he's got a lot more ambition than that, and he's a high-quality prospect.
He is indeed. Mohamed Layani in the chair. He's a tall man. Thanasi, 6'5" or 196 centimetres, but he's up against a very experienced campaigner. Another Frenchman, Julien Benneteau, 33 years of age now, and his ranking, amazingly, is in singles the highest it's ever been. That's a credit to him. He's won no career titles, but he's been in 10 finals, Julien Benneteau. So You know, that's an amazing stat in every sense. That he's got to 10 finals and hasn't been able to win one is quite amazing, because he's probably a player that certainly deserves a title, John.
Oh, he's better than not winning one, isn't he? But that might be somewhat of a record. You did 0 and 10 in finals. But I tell you, not easy to make a final. He's done it 10 times, and you have to give him credit for that. So, and I think a lot of credit also for being at his highest ranking ever at the age of 33. Very impressive.
Yeah, he's ranked 25 in the world. And as you mentioned a while ago, Thanasi Kokkinakis, he's got a little work ahead of him yet, but along with Nick Kyrgios, so highly regarded, both of them. And, you know, they are the only teenage duo since 2005 to be ranked in the top 150, Kokkinakis and Kyrgios. So he's a very fine young player, and we wish him well in this match here today.
He's very much the modern tennis player, isn't he? Thanasi, 6'5", and you know, he has the big serve, he has the big forehand, and that's a good starting point. There's the little maestro,
2 minutes.
Leighton Hewitt, just arriving, still pounding out the miles, in great shape again. He's done the pre-season, he's ready to go, and his lifelong friend there, I think, Peter Luchak, behind him, helping him on the road. And quite an inspiration he's been over the years, isn't it, Leighton? He arrived when it was wet there, so I'm not sure how much time he'd get on the court.
I had 2 hours on court yesterday with Roger Federer, and there was almost as many people watching the practice session as were elsewhere at the arena. Why not? Great crowds here, great tennis, and as we mentioned, the weather outside quite inclement, but of course that's not going to be an issue here under the roof at Pat Rafter Arena. These two played early in 2014 in what was ostensibly a dead rubber in the France versus Australia Davis Cup match. It was Thanasi's first Davis Cup level experience, and he went down to Julien Benneteau in that encounter. That was on the clay, of course, but this surface will suit him better, and he's had almost 12 more months of experience under his belt.
1 minute.
Interested to see just how he goes about this particular encounter. He qualified 4 times in World Tour tournaments in 2014. Brisbane, Toronto, Shenzhen and Shanghai did Thanasi. And Benneteau, I can see there's something about his personal likings.
Well, it was a great day for James Duckworth. Hopefully the same for Thanasi Kokkinakis. And keeping you updated with Jarmila Gajdasova out on court number 1. She has had a couple of rain delays, had to leave the court. Took the first set 6-4 and then has dominated throughout the second. And the wildcard recipient through to the second round of the Brisbane International in straight set, 6-4, 6-1 over Zhang of China. So good news, the Aussies doing well here on day 2 in Brisbane.
Well, indeed, the Aussies are doing well today in Brisbane. Wonderful to see. Jarmila Gajdasova has been up here in Brisbane training for several weeks with friend Ayla Tomljanovic, and Ayla, I should say, doing very well yesterday into the bargain. So players just about ready to go here. What are you looking for in particular here, Fitzy, for Thanasi, the way he goes about this match?
Well, I think his body language in the hit up and actually at the coin toss as well was of a very serious nature, and I think that's a good sign, because he's coming out here against a world-class player, and I bet underneath that there's no doubt he thinks he can win, and so he should. But it's a step up for a young player who's been playing on the challenges, the odd ATP level, the odd Grand Slam match. But you know, he's pitched up against a top 25 player today, and this is on the stage. It's on centre court, Pat Rafter Arena, and he needs to be serious. But I like his body language. He's got the furrow in the brow. He's ready to go. He's ready to compete. And look, let's not talk him up too much too soon, because that's unfair on a young player. But hey, he can play, this lad. So we're excited to have him as a future Australian. Great, let's hope. Here he goes.
Ready?
First set.
Play. Love 15.
I would have thought if he's going to play a player like Benneteau or of that ilk, first round of the first tournament of the year is a good time to match up with him. But that first point looked a little impressive, didn't it?
Yeah, he hasn't had much of an off-season. Benneteau was very much a part of the French Davis Cup team that went down in the final against Switzerland, but he played in the doubles with Gasquet, and so he wouldn't have lost much in the off-season, we would expect.
Well, two good returns from that first court from Benneteau early. Certainly the depth and how early he took the ball really has surprised Thanasi in the first couple of points. So needs to be ready for that quick return. And coming in on the right ball did Benneteau. Drew the short reply from Kokkinakis, and as a good player does, senses the opportunity, moves quickly inside the baseline, and then really didn't have to hit that forehand too well to set up this shot. So the early break points for the Frenchman.
.30-40.
6'5" or 196 centimetres is Thanasi's tall young man. Needs to use that height, get some free points on serve. Well, Benneteau. Punishing forehand there from the Frenchman, and gets the break. First game of the first set.
Still to come in live coverage from the Brisbane International tonight. Bernard Tomic makes his first appearance for the summer. Tough one for him. Takes on the big serving American Sam Querrey. Will Tomic be able to match some of his performances of the past here in Brisbane? Let's hope so. That one tonight, coming your way live on 7/2 from 8 p.m. Eastern.
Great to see so many Australians at the moment coming to the fore. We need several of them together to push each other along. So Benneteau has pushed himself in this first game to secure the break. He knows exactly what it's about, how important it is to break the spirit of a young opponent early. So perfect start for Benneteau.
Yeah, Thanasi not doing anything wrong, did he, in that first game? He played a solid game, and particularly on the break point. Benneteau deserves credit for that break. He really did come out of the blocks quickly. I don't think he missed a ball, and hit with depth and precision, and when the big moment arrived, he took it.
30-9.
Well, he's got the firepower, Kokkinakis, to stay with Benneteau, so he doesn't need to panic. And some good signs in that rally where he took a bit of speed off that last forehand, gave it some air, some safety. Not trying to overplay.
Hear that rain on the roof. It's very heavy here in Brisbane at the moment.
Benneteau.
Well, it consolidates the break, does Benneteau. 2-love, opening set.
This is where she's dangerous.
Tonight also coming our way, Bernard Tomic, but Victoria Azarenka returns to Brisbane. It's a place where it got her career started. She won the title here the first year of the Brisbane International, has gone on to win 2 Australian Opens since. Can she return to form unseeded here in Brisbane? She makes her debut tonight, live on 7-2.
He's really in the front row of the spectators area there, Benneteau. I just think what a great effort.
15.
He's 25 in the world in singles, 5 in the world in doubles. He's 33 years of age, and he's one of so few of the top players that play both formats of the sport.
Yeah, and because of that, his prize money's up there a little bit too, Jeff. Over $7.5 million prize money. So he's been around a long time. He's covered a lot of miles. And right now, Cocky just needs to get his teeth into this match a little bit here. He's been presented with an opponent who's come out of the blocks very quickly. So no need to panic. Just play a solid game here and get on the scoreboard.
$13-15.
Good signs there, isn't there, for Thanasi Kokkinakis? I mean, that second serve is already, to me, it's already in the world-class category. He accelerates the racket head beautifully through the second serve. He's got the height and the trajectory, but really hits it heavy, that second one. It's a good sign, and then he followed up with some really good ground strokes in that rally.
Net. The service.
I guess there's not much point in being 6'5" and push the second serve, is there?
No, absolutely. But it's good to see that he's able to have that strength, particularly in the back, because he had some stress fractures of the back only 12 or so months ago. So obviously he's made a full recovery from that. Good stuff from Benneteau, and no matter how good your second serve is, if you're giving the opponent too many hits at it, you're going to be in trouble. He's below 50% first serves in at the moment, Kokkinakis, and Benneteau's too good a player to allow that opportunity to pass.
wonderful get from Kokkinakis there. Saves the game.
Absolutely. Great job. Still down a break, though. 2-1 Benneteau.
I always say that your own art is behind the masterpiece of your life. Everybody is different. You possess certain strengths, something that you should nurture, you should care about, and you should use in the big moments when you are seeking to be successful. To see that this sport unites so many people around the world, it's very nice to see.
Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And little man, little Lola wants.
Magnum is celebrating 25 years of pleasure by bringing you Magnum Classic chocolate and ice cream at its best. Happy birthday, pleasure seekers.
Brad Leach from Car Showroom said the all-new Cerato really gives the best of the Europeans a run for their money. The Kia Cerato hatch. It surprised the motoring experts, and with Australia's only 7-year unlimited kilometre factory warranty, it will surprise you too.
Some colour from Thanasi Kokkinakis. Very bright shoes. Footwork. He's going to need to be pretty sharp because his opponent, Julien Benneteau, has hardly missed a ball. It's early stages, but he's looking very sharp, serving first set with a break, 2-1.
I think that's the first miss hit we've seen from Benneteau. You expect your opponent to have a little bit of rust in the first match of the year. A tiny bit rusty, but he hasn't shown any signs at all except for that last point. He's been hitting the ball beautifully, Benneteau. Okay, two rusty ones in a row out of nowhere.
$15-30.
I thought Thanasi might have challenged that one. It was tight. Maybe it cleaned the middle tee. I'm not sure, but that's impressive. So impressive. That shows he's got an all-court game, Thanasi, and I was impressed with the backhand slice earlier in the rally to get him back in the point, and then traded blows here with his forehand. Shows that he can come in, and that is not an easy shot. That's Leighton Hewitt would have been proud of that. He took the speed off it, dropped it over beautifully.
So he's earned himself a couple of breakback points. Well, a very good return, and he's earned himself the breakback. 2-all.
Let's quickly head over to Perth for an update at the Hopman Cup. We saw Serena Williams take the opening match for the USA. Her compatriot, John Isner, the man serving mountain, serving against Fabio Fognini, holds to love. And the USA lead 5-4 in the opening set in the second rubber. Live over on 7 Mate, we head back in to Pat Raft Arena.
Well, great execution there of the backhand. And I love it when the ball comes slowly back from the opponent and a young player like this sees it early, steps inside the court and takes advantage of a slow ball. So he takes the time away from the opposition, and any shot down the line there probably would have been good enough, but struck beautifully. Good signs from Kokkinakis.
Just going back to that last point, Fitz, it's a sign of how the game has changed, isn't it? That Kokkinakis backhand down the line, high ball, two hands. That's a shot that a one-handed player probably can't play, maybe with the rare exception of Stan Wawrinka, but so many players now, both in the men's and women's game, using two hands on the backhand and using it to such success.
Exactly, you know, two shoulders contributing to the power of the shot rather than one, and up above the shoulder it's even harder, so helps when you're 6'5".
Well, he's gotten back into this game and this set, obviously, Fitz. You suggested he didn't need to panic, and you'd be impressed with his attitude to be able to get back into this first set.
Well, very much so. And look, you'd be worried if he had panicked at 2-love down, but he certainly hasn't, and you wouldn't expect him to. He's too good a competitor, I think, for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now Kokkinakis leading 3-2 first set. So this was just a few months ago at the change of ends. Is a problem for Benneteau. He has a hip problem, so you can hear there that he's physio telling Mohamed Layani that he will need to leave the court for this treatment. So little injury time out here on Pat Rafter Arena for the moment. So this is out on show court 1. Sabine Lisicki, bottom of screen, up against Shvedova, and it's all Lisicki at the moment. Lisicki, of course, German player, former Wimbledon finalist, and one of the biggest servers, in fact the biggest server on the women's tour. And it's all Lisicki. 5-love, back in a moment.
Can you do a little bit on the back, please?
For Benneteau is over. He's serving 2-3 first set.
15-love.
And let's hope he's all right. Fitzy early in the set, you're not looking favourably at any inconvenience.
Yeah, I think all past players have that experience of a little bit of tightness sometimes in their hips, and it's probably not something that's too acute. Probably a lot of wear and tear over a lot of years and a lot of miles on these hard courts, I'd say. So can't imagine it will stop him finishing this match. If it does, you'd expect his summer to be in jeopardy, wouldn't you? But I'm sure he's just feeling some stiffness, soreness. And we talked about him not having a big off season. Maybe he did need a longer one. Thanasi challenging here. And I must admit, through the air before the ball landed, it looked like it might go long, but it certainly dipped at the last second. So Looks like Kokkinakis has just missed out. It was worth a challenge, I think. That's his wry smile.
Is that what that is? That's a half grimace, half smile. What that was?
He's a likeable kid. The versatility there of Benneteau.
You hit it on the head. He's very versatile. He's very accomplished in every facet of the game. That's his expertise at doubles. Very good volleyer. Pretty good service action as well. It's not the biggest serve by any means on tour, but consistent and heavy. Good action. And there's a little split step and a good volley.
Love 15.
Well, he'll be disappointed there, Thanasi. That was a point begging to be won. He just goes the wrong way. Benneteau actually chooses the right way and reflects that ball back. So love 15.
A little extra pace through the court now off the forehand, Kokkinakis. Early on, he had a lot of shape and spin and not quite enough penetration. The ball was landing too short, but just getting more speed now and getting Benneteau a little bit more out of his comfort zone. Number 2. There's an Australian contingent there.
A box full of Aussies.
It is. Leighton Hewitt obviously in the top screen and looking on anxiously.
Well, they're all interested in young Thanasi's progress. No doubt about that. And that's always traditionally been a great thing. Some of the Aussies hanging around watching the young fella.
30 all.
All right, we're at critical stage here now. 3 all, 30 all, first set. Both players have now settled in. The initial nerves have been lost.
You can see how modern he is as a player, can't you? It's very obvious. He's got the first serve that wins a lot of free points. He pulls it out when he needs it a lot on big points, like a juice point, 30-all point, and then he's got the heavy second serve. He uses his height and of course follows it up with a big forehand. It's what so many of the really good prospects have as young players in this modern game. And Benneteau catches Kokkinakis there, leaning the wrong way. He thought that ball was going back across court, did Thanasi, and as so many of the good players do, they're able to thread the ball down the line. This one, he was leaning to his left there, Kokkinakis, and gets caught out of position.
One here. Benneteau mistiming his leap on the smash, and it gave Kokkinakis an opportunity to counter-attack, and he did it brilliantly.
Advantage.
This one here, he just mistimes his leap, and Kokkinakis making the most of his opportunity.
I think what Kokki has to be careful of here, Jeff, to me, is that he's getting caught here on the first return of serve. Benneteau's making it deep, and it's going to the Kokkinakis forehand, and he's dropping the next one way too short. So if he has to hit the half volley on the first shot after the serve, he really needs to attempt to get it deeper to not put himself at risk.
Kokkinakis.
Well, a big ace, just what the doctor ordered, so Kokkinakis in the goods at the moment. 4-3 opening set.
Kokkinakis. Out. 15 love. Love.
Getting a lot of success, Benneteau, when that first serve goes into play, winning 80% of points when the first serve goes in. And ace number 3 for the match. Just over 200 k's an hour.
Left for service. $14-15.
He doesn't miss too many of those. That was a golden opportunity to finish the game. Loves that off forehand, generally follows it in. It's just giving himself a little bit of extra pressure that he didn't need here to finish this game now, 40-30.
And just a little bit too much top spin and not enough penetration. So Benneteau holds 4-all, first set.
4 games on.
Let's quickly just whip back over to the Hopman Cup in Perth, where in the men's singles, Fabio Fournier has a set point, broke at 5-all against John Isner, and the Italian has it. So keeping that tie alive, Serena Williams took the opening match against Flavia Pennetta, and Fognini is hanging in for Italy.
Oh.
Wow, he'll be furious with himself there, won't he? That's the second in the last 3 or 4 points. For easy forehands that Benneteau has missed, and Kokkinakis won't want to bank on that happening too many times.
Again, he catches him. It takes a bit of talent, doesn't it? I mean, the logical shot there was for Benneteau to go back across court, but he takes the risk, changes the direction here, and that was a more difficult shot than hooking it back across court, and he reaps the benefits.
Gee, he'd be staggered. Well, he missed that. He set the point up really with that initial pass, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think both the players here are a little bit aggravated with their forehand results so far. And Benneteau here sprays another forehand. The backhand's been really good in this game.
Did he spray it? It was way out.
Thanasi also has been a little bit worried, I think, on his forehand wing a couple of times. He's been practicing the swing. Not afraid to pull the trigger when he has to, Thanasi. It was the right shot. He was presented with an opportunity to hit a winner. Still got to be good enough to do it.
Excellent improvisation there. The half volley from Kokkinakis. It's building to a crescendo this first set. 5-4 the Australian.
Caused himself a little bit of amusement and bemusement, I think.
Maybe lost sight of it because he almost changed his shot at the last moment.
It'd be a good time to play a good game, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think particularly hitting a few balls to the Benneteau forehand, he surely has lost a little confidence in that wing. He's made some inexplicable errors from that side. Oh, he's made it.
What a shot.
Oh, maybe not.
Out. It was still a heck of a shot, even if it was out. That was a...
Oh, I thought that was worth a challenge. I thought he hit that really well, but Kokkinakis not interested.
He did well there. He put the pressure on Benneteau, didn't he? He really fired that return in, and for all money, I thought that was going to drop in.
Well, that's nice. He was so far inside the baseline to take that second serve on the rise.
You know what I like here is the aggression he showed. In this game, even the points he's lost, he's stepped up. Look how far inside the court he is there. He's taking it to Benneteau here. That's a really good sign.
Second serve. Will he do it again, Kokkinakis? Yes, he does, and in spades. What a great point. You love that, don't you?
I love it, and it's the second young Australian I've seen do it at the right time in the last two matches. There were times when James Duckworth also picked the right moment, and it's 5-4 to Kokkinakis and 30-all. What a perfect time to make that play.
Earns himself a set point. He loves it. Look at the fist pump. Understands the significance of the moment. And a beautiful down the line backhand. What a shot. What a game. What a set from Kokkinakis. 6-4. If you're just joining us, it's been a wonderful start for South Australia's Thanasi Kokkinakis. Just knew exactly the right moment to elevate his game and did so beautifully, taking that first set 6-4. So first game now, second set.
13 now.
Fitzy's starting to find his rhythm on the first serve. The percentages are going up and it's looking the goods.
Well, look, he is. I was so impressed with that previous game. You know, at the right moment, good players know when to step it up, and he certainly did. At 5-4, came in at 30-all when he had a second serve opportunity. Took the opponent's serve and ripped it and came in. All of that stuff is seizing the moment and knowing what to do at the right time. So good signs for Thanasi, and looks like a good opening game here.
So important to keep the pressure on in the opening game of the second set, having taken the first, and he's done it in spades. So Kokkinakis a set and one love. First set of highlights, Fitzy.
Yeah, the first set was a slow start to Thanasi. But if you consider that he lost his opening service game, and that happens, he's come back and won 6 of the next 8 games, and that's impressive against a good player. What is also a little worrying, I think, towards the end of that set, after Benneteau received the treatment, it looked like he was struggling to move a little bit out to his forehand. So that cannot be good for him. And young Thanasi Kokkinakis here growing in stature as we watch, and certainly growing in confidence as well. He's backing down the line, has been doing a lot of damage.
Well, Benneteau certainly not outwardly giving any indication that he's hurting, but as John Pitchell mentioned, he seems to be a little hesitant on the forehand side. Kokkinakis doing the job at the moment.
Well, he certainly uses this off forehand well. It's one of his favourite shots, and he missed a few halfway through that first set, so it was annoying for him. Some classy shot there. It wasn't an easy ball to hit. It was bouncing high to his backhand. Caressed that one into a small area down the line.
Well, an equally impressive opening service game in the second set from Benneteau. 1-1.
1 game.
Things level on Pat Rafter Arena, and there's an interested spectator both in the stands with Leighton Hewitt, Marinko Matosevic. They're watching. They're going to play each other in doubles a little later this afternoon if weather permits. But also Nick Kyrgios is out watching his brother, as he likes to call Thanasi, the Special Ks, pushing each other along and through the rankings. And don't forget, if you want to keep up with all the latest news, scores, highlights and live streams, download the 7 Sport app or go online to 7sport.com.au.
Left, second service.
It's a terrific shot, isn't it? Very difficult to hit that off backhand. It's a shot that Eugenie Bouchard used exceptionally well in 2014. It's quite unique and really special to two-handers in the main. It's a difficult shot. It's hit it beautifully.
Made a good start though, Benneteau here. He's looking rather dangerous, isn't he, out of the blocks again in this set, as he was in the first. And it would be very beneficial for Thanasi here not to drop serve early in the second. Doesn't want to stop that momentum, but facing love 30 here.
That's the area that Kokkinakis has to keep making sure is working. The first serve we're talking about, he's at 53% first serves in for the match, which is not really quite good enough. And he'll need to keep that up a little higher if he's to potentially take out this match. And when it finds its mark, it's very effective.
Well, a first serve that's that big and that accurate, if he goes at 60% during matches, that'd be pretty effective, wouldn't it? But down closer to 50 is not so good, and That'll make a big difference here if he can just step that up 5 or 6%.
Well, he's come to the fore when we asked him to. Three big first serves, including ace number 5.
Well, you know, like his mate Nick Kyrgios, they both possess this ability to serve well, I think, when it matters. It's a great asset.
Game.
Back-to-back aces. Well, he shows the rhythm is there after all. Kokkinakis set in 2-1.
Kokkinakis.
Welcome back to the Brisbane International. I found a special guest. We saw a shot of Leighton sitting up watching this match, and Leighton, it's been an interesting start. I know you stepped out when he played a brilliant game to win the first set, but impressive from Thanasi.
Yeah, obviously Julien had some kind of hip complaint, I think, early on, halfway through that first set, but it was important for Thanasi to keep holding serve and stay in front of the count. Julien can get a little bit tight, and as we just saw there, hit a couple of double faults on important points. So that was a massive last game as well by Thanasi to get out of, and you know, just take the momentum away from Julien.
These young guys are impressive that when big points come along, they're not scared to take their opportunities.
No, well, Thanasi, much like Nick or Bernie, they have big games, and they've obviously got big first serves as well, and it was important he made some really big first serves and hit his spots on the big points, and you know, that just comes with a little bit more experience as well over the years, but so far he's playing the important points really well.
And what about you? Quick point there, but what about you? You all set to try and defend your title? You look fit, you look happy, you look ready to go?
Yeah, have a doubles match later this afternoon, so an all Aussie battle out there, so I'm looking forward to that, and then tomorrow night I'll be ready to go in the singles.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck.
Mate. Cheers.
He does seem fit this year, Leighton. He's been up here in Brisbane lots of weeks leading into this event, so he's been on site and training and really enjoying his tennis. Still power to him. So critical stage here again for both players early in this second set.
Moving wide to the forehand. You can see he's aggravated there, and it must well be his left hip. He's flexing that side, but when he moves to his right to the forehand, he looks a little slow to me, and it's causing him to miss a few balls. So if you're Kokkinakis, you'd be trying to hone in on that. If you take advantage of that if you can.
I
think it's pretty safe to say he's hindered a little bit with that hip. It's just bothering him, I think, mentally more than really anything else. But chatting to himself, it's a worry for him. And this is a big opportunity right here, isn't it, Jeff? I mean, he's flirting with danger here, Benneteau, and if Kokkinakis can step it up again as he did at the end of the first set, he can break this match wide open.
Advantage, Benneteau. Benneteau.
Well, some good first serves. Likewise, the last 3 points of the game, 2-all.
2 games all.
We did mention that these two played each other in a the match had been decided a dead Davis Cup rubber in France early in 2014, and Benneteau successful there. So that will be in the minds of both players at this stage.
he's certainly trying to finish the points quickly, isn't he? And talking to his coach there on the side, he's a bit frustrated, and I really feel that it's his movement that's bothering him. But it's an indication that if a player tries to finish the points quickly, that he's hurting a little bit physically. So this is a big opportunity, isn't it, for Thanasi? Versatility also from the big man. He's not a one-trick pony. He's got some repertoire, has Thanasi Kokkinakis. Just showing us some talent here. A feel topspin lob, perfectly executed. Good stuff.
Plenty of power to boot on the serve. So Kokkinakis, 6-4, 3-2 he leads. So welcome back to the Brisbane International. Man on screen, seeded number 8, Julien Benneteau, 25, 25th ranked player in the world. He's really got his hands full here with Australia's Thanasi Kokkinakis. Kokkinakis leading a set in 3-2.
Left. Second service.
Wild forehand again, and he's missing that by too much. That's an indication. I mean, normally these players, if they miss that or miss a ground stroke, they'll miss it close. He's spraying the ball off that side and definitely giving him trouble. Together mentally, isn't he, Thanasi? Not panicking. Really good signs from this young man, 18 years of age. Gets in a position quickly, waits for his opponent to go one way, and then he goes the other.
Well, really good stuff from Kokkinakis. Employed a different strategy on that particular point. Second serve, he moved back, let the ball drop, got into the hitting zone. But the ground strokes have really got some penetration now. Love 40, a chance to really break this match open.
(15-14).
That's just what he was looking for, and it was a hesitant shot, an ordinary footwork there from Benneteau. Kokkinakis is setting the break.
Still to come in our live coverage across all of the channels is the Hopman Cup. That's Elise Cornet. The defending champions are France. She won it last year with Joe Wilfred Songa. He had to withdraw this year. He's been replaced by Benoit Paire. But that is coming our way. Heather Watson of Great Britain to take on Elise Cornet tonight, 8:30 Eastern time from the Hopman Cup. And that'll be followed by Andy Murray. He takes on Benoit Paire. Big night of tennis still to come, all live across 7-2 and 7-mate.
Well, that's the right strategy, isn't it, Fitzy, against an opponent who's struggling with mobility. Serve the ball wide to one corner and then hit to the opposite extremity. Yeah. Perfect.
And before he hit the ball, Benneteau had given up the chase there. He's mentally struggling to stay here on this centre court at the moment.
First service.
So it's all about keeping your act together. If you're a young 18-year-old on the rise, not trying to finish it too quickly, just doing it at your speed. Well, he's missed a couple of slices, but I think the technique is there. He'll have a good slice as his career goes on, which is not as probably as important as the old days, but it's still important to possess that shot, to defend with it, keep it in play, keep it deep and low. Just overplayed that one. When you get a break and you have a big game like this kid has, you know, especially this serve, you know, it must be, I never experienced that, Jeff, but it must have been good to be able to follow up a break with 3 or 4 big first serves and be pretty confident you're going to consolidate the break. And what an asset.
It's a little long. So yeah, the first set from Kokkinakis' point of view serving was first serve percentage below 50. He's up 67% first serves in this second set, and it's serving him very well. So point here to really take a stranglehold on this match. Oh, it's brilliant, and the 18-year-old Thanasi Kokkinakis really has this match at his mercy. 6-4, 5-2.
Kokkinakis
Julien Benneteau, the number 8 seed, just looking as if he's about to exit. Not going to give it away, Benneteau, but I think to be fair to him, he's definitely hampered, as John Fitzgerald has been mentioning, with that hip problem. But let's not take anything away from Kokkinakis at this stage. It's been very impressive.
Well, I think it's also a sign of a player's character too, that he's finishing this match one way or the other. Benneteau, he didn't walk off. He didn't, at the first sign of pain, he didn't stop. He tried to make a match of it. It's had an effect, but I agree. Don't take anything away from Kokkinakis here. He deserves this, and this is a bit of an insight into what level he can play at.
A little indication there of Benneteau just struggling with his mobility. So 2 points now potentially away from a very important victory for Kokkinakis. Benneteau, as I mentioned, the number 8 seed.
throwing caution to the wind. And he may as well do that.
40-30.
Under normal circumstances, probably would have let that ball drop, I think, and hit a bounce smash, but...
Oh, thank you very much. Moving on to that ball with consummate ease, Kokkinakis.
Use. Advantage. Benneteau. And Benneteau.
Oh, well done to Julien Benneteau. He's at least put the pressure on his younger opponent here to attempt to serve it out.
Left.
Kokkinakis on the threshold of following his Aussie compatriot into the second round a little earlier. James Duckworth was very impressive. We're going to have 2 for 2 here as far as the Aussies are concerned. So another thunderbolt really finding his range now. Kokkinakis, 8 aces for the match.
30 love.
An errant forehand from Benneteau, and he really has struggled with that shot, and we won't mention it again, but he is struggling on that side. But Kokkinakis, this has been impressive. Match points are plenty. Finishes it with another big ace, the 9th of the match. And a very mature performance from Thanasi Kokkinakis. Was down a break early in the first set, didn't panic, and listen to this crowd. Well, how exciting it is to have some young Australians coming through, doing the job, looking the goods. A little earlier it was James Duckworth, and now Thanasi Kokkinakis in straight sets over 2 very highly credentialed Frenchmen. Julien Benneteau, credit to him, he was certainly hampered but kept playing. And he'll be around for the summer of tennis, ranked 25 in the world, and always fun to have him here in Australia. But this man, Thanasi Kokkinakis, wow. Very impressive, only 18 years of age. He goes through now to play the winner of another Aussie, Bernard Tomic or Sam Querrey. That will be played here at the Brisbane International tonight. Of course, that will be live on 7-2. So much to look forward to this week in Brisbane. Young Australians coming to the fore in both the men's and the women's game. Fabulous to see. And got a chance to hear all about it as he speaks with John Fitzgerald.
Cocky, what a pleasure that was to watch a young Aussie play so well. You brought a smile to our faces then, you know.
Thank you. First of all, thanks for coming out. One of my favourite tournaments of the year. Good memories last year, and the crowd's unreal every year here. Thank you.
So you don't mind these big stadiums, mate? It's pretty full out here. It didn't hamper your nerves. It didn't, you know, you seem to grow with every game there.
Yeah, well, I started off pretty average. Then I kind of thought to myself, I didn't train for that rubbish that I was playing at the start. So luckily, I kind of found my groove a little bit, found my confidence, and yeah, grew every game and started to feel really good out there.
All right, mate, have you based your game around anyone in particular, or you've just gone with what's natural to you? Because you really do have a modern game, a big serve, big forehand. You base it around that, but it's all court also.
No, I don't know. I just tried to play my game, just not try and copy anyone. Luckily, I grew a bit, so I helped my serve. I was pretty short and fat as a kid, so when I've grown, it's helped my serve and helped my movement a little bit. So I'm happy I've developed the way it has, and there's a long way to go yet, but I'm looking forward to my next round.
Well done. Well, that next round is the winner. You know who it is, don't you? I'm not surprising you. It's the winner of Bernard Tomic, possibly, actually, in the second round.
Yeah, look, Tomic and Query, both of them really big serves. They both play a little bit different, but yeah, whoever I play is going to be a tough match, and I'll probably watch a little bit tonight. And I both hit with both players and felt all right, so hopefully I can come out and put a good performance in again.
Well, you will, mate. We wish you well. You're a very easy young man to barrack for. Well done, Cocky. Good luck.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Well done, Fitzy, and congratulations to Thanasi Kokkinakis. You can see that these young guys, they're not scared to win, are they? The big points come and they take them with ease, and that is a great sign for the future. So through to the second round, still to come, a doubles match between Chris Guccione, Leighton Hewitt, and Aussies James Duckworth, Marinko Matosevic, and shortly we're going to be heading out to pick up all of the play out on court number 1. Don't go far away. Live action still coming your way from the Brisbane International. Well, it's been a great day for the young Australians here on Pat Raft Arena. James Duckworth took out Gilles Simon, and now Thanasi Kokkinakis takes out Julien Benneteau. Has to be the biggest win of his career. Julien Benneteau ranked 25 in the world, and signs of big things to come for the 18-year-old this year. We'll take a look at some of the match stats that took the young man through to the second round. We can see the score, 6-4, 6-3. Great serving percentage win at 83%, and terrific to see him go through. Still plenty of Aussies to play here today. We mentioned there's a doubles match featuring Leighton Hewitt, Chris Guccione, Marinko Matosevic and James Duckworth. I caught up with Marinko Matosevic just before this tournament, and he talked about some of his journey getting through tennis.